Okay. Um, did you go to the St. Ides commercial with Tupac and Snoop back in 95, 96? Did you
Yeah,
go to that or
I,
no?
w- I went I went to the studio when they were recording it. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Cause and I had no idea that Snoop and Pac was gonna be in the studio recording that. I'm just chilling on in Long Beach, and the homie Big Dog and Style was like, "Hey, we finna ride up to the studio and fuck with the homie Dog." I said, "All right, cool, shit." I hopped in, and I think it was Larrabee North. I ain't sure, but you know, my homie Dog, he like swole. You know what I mean? Benching 500. You feel me? He one of them, and it was crazy. We pulled up, and when we got out the car, Suge was coming out the door as Randog was going in the door. And that was the two biggest motherfuckers I ever seen simultaneously trying to get through a door. And they had this little look at each other, you know what I mean, in slow motion as they was going by each other. And I was like, man, what the fuck is going on? What's about to go down up here? And we walked inside and I saw Pop sitting at the I seen him sitting at the board, the mixing board. And I was like, oh shit, that's Pac. You know what I'm saying? Because coming up, Tupac was my one of my favorite rappers. He was in my top five when I was young. He was in the top five, and I just his music resonated with me because I was poor, and I lived below the poverty line growing up, and he made you feel like even if you poor, black, in the ghetto, you could still make something out of yourself. And his music talked to me in that way. So when I saw him in there that day, I was like, yo, this shit is real, man. I'm gonna just sit back here and I'm gonna learn and soak up some game and see how they record, look at some of their techniques, see how they talk to the engineer, and I'm gonna just be in class right now. So I sat back. Snoop came through. What's up? What's happening? I said, what's happening in the park? We talked and all that, and then they was doing that St. Ides commercial. You know what I mean? And it's an experience that I won't ever forget. Um, because I always heard that if you in the music industry and you shake Frank Sinatra's hand, then you made it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I felt about shaking Pac's hand. You feel me?
Okay. Um, can you talk a little bit about how you were first approached to do the Dogg Pound Records situation with Style and Daz?
Um, I think I don't know, cause like a lot of people was knocking on my door, man. I stayed in an apartment on Linden in Long Beach, and a lot of people was knocking on my door cause I was buzzing. You feel me? Like I had joints coming on the radio, underground joints on the radio, and I was doing all the shows you can do, and I was slanging mixtapes. You know what I mean? Making my own mixtapes. Go to Kinkos. You know what I mean? And print out the artwork. You feel me? Like the real story of a hip hop, head trying to get into the game, and so a lot of people was knocking on my door with opportunities, and I ain't really know who I wanted to move with. Style was the homie, and he was like, "Yo, I want you to come over here and do Dogg Pound Records with us through Death Row." You feel me? And looking back, I was wondering, like, yo, I wonder how that would have ended up. If we would have saw that vision all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Because it didn't turn out like that. But they just knocked on my door and was like, yo, we want to go to Dogg Pound Records. I had already, I think I already had did Corrupt Streets as a Mother. I did two joints on there. I was really Dogg Pound affiliated already because, Style is one of the original Dogg Pound members and that was the big homie. So, it was like, all right, let's do it, you know? And we just took off from there like, yo, let's get it cracking. You know what I mean? Until it all hell broke loose.
And then Reggie put out the ad announcing the label where it said like Death Row, Dogg Pound for the new millennium, and he had Nate Dogg and Snoop Dogg's names crossed out. and apparently that led to Style. I don't know. You can tell your side of it, but apparently that led to them not being pleased with Death Row and wanting to cancel those plans. Did you have any insight of what when that happened?
I ain't even know that that was the reason.
Hmm.
You telling me something brand new. I didn't know that that was the reason. I thought that they got into a disagreement with Suge on a visit. You know what I'm saying? And I felt what was told to me is that they got into a disagreement with Suge on a visit, and then you know what I'm saying they was gonna part ways and do their own thing. You know what I'm saying?
That was Daz. That was Daz. So he heard that right as well too.
Yeah, cause I went up there that day to see Suge. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even know that the homies had got into it a little bit. You know, they had words with Suge. I ain't even know that. You know what I'm saying? And when I got back to Long Beach, I went over to the homegirl Ann house where everybody used to kick it at, and I was like, "Yo, man, why y'all didn't tell me that y'all had words with Suge, and then just let me just walk up in there like it's all good?" You know what I'm saying? And you know, I was like, dog. And it was like, oh, Styles start busting out laughing, talking about, I forgot you was coming up there too, man. Oh shit. Yeah, man, yeah. It went all bad, young crook. It went all bad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, okay. And they was like, it's all good though. You can come over here. And Daz was like, yeah, we can do this independent shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, dog, I can't do that, bro. You know, I love y'all to death, but I'm not cut out to keep making mixtapes and coming out the garage and the trunk, man. I gotta swing for the fences, man. You know, I was a kid with kids, dog. I had my first child when I was 15, 16, you feel me? So the whole time I was a father, you know what I mean? And I was out there grinding. And, you know, Suge offered me a deal on that visit. You feel me? Like, he was like, yo. So I'm like, you know, I got to take this opportunity. I can't let this opportunity pass me by because, you know, you guys had a disagreement. And I think the disagreement stemmed from him talking to Daz about, you know, falling back on rapping and producing and just produce or something like that. You know, I wasn't there, so I don't know exactly. I'm just telling you what, you know, people told me when I inquired about it, like, yo, what happened? You know what I mean? But you know, I was like, yo, I gotta take this opportunity because, you know, I, this is what I got into the game for, to put my music out to the world, you know, and Death Row is one of the biggest labels to ever do it. You know what I mean? And it's a huge opportunity. I can't just pass on it. Plus, you know, they had already seen success with Death Row. You know what I mean? So they had already been there before. So once you've already seen success, it might be like, oh, well, I could go do this on my own. But at that point in my career, I hadn't seen much commercial success at all. So it was like, you know, I'm trying to see what y'all saw. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just put the chain on, feel me? And you know, that's what it is.
Okay. And then when you did go to visit Suge and he was trying to get you to sign directly to Death Row as opposed to Dog Pound, did he tell you what his plans for you were or what he envisioned, you know, your time at the label being and what he could do for you?
Yeah, he was like, yo, I can get you a Grammys, I can get you on billboards, I can get you, you know, he told me everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, he said he could do it all. You know what I mean? And who am I to say that he can't? It's Suge Knight. You know, he had built this empire. You feel me? So he was telling me that he could do all that. And I was like, yeah, man, I want to do all that. But, you know, I want to be rich too. You know what I'm saying? I want to get money, man. You know what I mean? And that was one thing that was really on my mind because of, like I said, where I come from, my background. So, you know, he was like, oh, don't worry about that. And he was like, you're going to be able to rest your neck. You know what I'm saying? And kick your feet up. And I was like, all right, cool. Let's do it, you know?